Hello and good morning. Welcome for there. We're on now. Wait, I'm sorry about the delay. I had to fix the screen again. Well, good morning. So the next couple mornings this week, we're going to be working on Beach Vibes, and then in the evening, we've been working on our. Well, good morning. We've been working on Nature's Haven, and I also put down. Let me make sure it's still down in the link because if you like this album in a chipboard instead of a ring binder, then Jenn Dubell, I believe I did. Yeah, Jenn Dubell, I linked her video down in the comments or in the description because I won't be doing a chipboard album with it. She did such a beautiful job. And if you have purchased everything that I'm going to show you, you should be able to do both. You might just have to change some of your graphic pieces, but with 49 Market, there's so much in there to play with that if you use one on one album, it's okay. Use a different one on the other album. I did do the walkthrough Friday, so I won't do an in-depth walkthrough. What we're going to do today is I'm going to explain to you what we're going to do. Of course, hi Jewel, when I do my albums, I like to set them up. And we're using the brown binder from Simple Stories this time. And we're going to go through just like this in order, and we're going to set our album up. So if you've already purchased your album, a couple additional things that you'll need in addition to the product, the album, you're going to want white matting cardstock. I did use white matting cardstock. And I sell the 65-pound at countrycraftcreations.com, and you can pick that up in packs of 15. We absolutely love it. And I'm going to use, it's glue. Of course it's glue, guys. That's okay, because it can be the inside. I'm going to use some craft cardstock. Not very much, but I did do some matte pockets because the craft it just flowed much better than the white. Okay, then of course the album. And let's take a look. Again, I do not use everything on this album. So, did I bury it? So this is what was left from that album. And I just want to do a double peek in here because of the 6x8s that you have left. And oh yeah, you could easily, as long as you're, frugal and good with your paper, you'll be able to definitely do Jenn Dubell's album. If you want a chipboard, you'll just have to mat it probably a little bit different because the 6x8 I'm using in this album because they work so well that, they make them just for these 6x8 albums. They're perfect. And we won't get into any of the embellishments right now, but the rub-ons, these worked really great with Simple Stories album where we have a lot of the sayings. I used a lot, almost 3/4, I would say. Then we used these, and I did explain in Friday's walkthrough, if you're sensitive to smells, make sure you take them outside and open them. They have that rubbery smell. It don't really bother me too much. It goes away. But just to forewarn you, for those of you who have a sensitive sniffer, my mother would have gone through the ceiling. I did use this side of my washi tape sheets. You do have some waves in the back. And so you can use however you like. So one thing you might want to do, hi Lori, if you're wanting to do both albums, make sure you watch Jen's tutorial, and that way you can see maybe what not to use in the binder album. Totally up to you, but we will use those. But today we are going to use almost all of our chipboard words. Oh, you missed. I'm just going through showing. And then I did have some frames left, but we used quite a bit of this. So you want to pick up, actually, if you just pick up the kit thing, then you'll get, let me find, did I throw that away? I did not. I always try not to. But you're going to get your rub-ons, laser cuts, puffy stickers, and washi tape. So the only thing you need to pick up in addition, you're going to want your solids collection kit. Okay, these do not come in. So the collection 12 by 12 collection kit, die cut elements, and your 6 by 8 paper pad. That's the 3 items plus your brown Simple Stories. I use the brown Simple Stories because it just really went well. And the reason, you'll see, I was going to use green and I'm like, oh no, the inserts are brown or green depending on the color of the spine. So that's why I'm using brown. But you don't have to worry about picking up the collection 12 by 12 collection kit. You don't have to pick up all of the embellishments here. They will come in the collection bundle. So you can grab that. Okay. So I'm just going to set these back. Oh, and it comes with the pocket if you buy it in the collection bundle. There went my cutter. All right. Easy pickup. Okay. Collection kit. We always use our cover sheet. So isn't it beautiful? This one is actually going on the cover. No, it's not. I need to be quiet until we get to that point because that's not the one. It's in here. All righty. So, I can put these guys away. The only thing we're going to need right now is the 12 by 12 collection kit and the solids. And of course your binder. So I'm going to go ahead and get everything out of the package. And I'll be live this morning working on this. I'll be live tonight. And we'll continue with Nature's Haven. Tomorrow morning, I'll be live with this one. So I'll just post the lives. I don't have set times. I have to just see what goes on in the warehouse. We should be fine to start right at 9 though. And we are going to use it all. So just have that handy. And I'm going to go ahead and grab my binder and set things aside so we can get started. Okay. One thing I've noticed, Simple Stories binders, they're a little different. So when I get them, I bend my cover. Okay. I bend it. It's pretty stiff. It will loosen up as we work on it. But to work on it, I like to bend it up because there we go. I'm so used to the doodle bugs that lay flat, but this has a thicker, it's just thicker there. It's just the production of them, but they're very nice. Very nice. And as always, let's go ahead and take everything out. I'm not really going to do any pre-cutting. Pre-cutting's nice, but as you know, I always miss a thing or two. It drives me crazy. So we are going to cut it all together. Okay, these are my inserts and my lined paper. And you can see how nice the brown is. I was going to, like I said, use the green, and then I was not happy with the color of the insert. So the green one's going to go with Nature's Haven. Then we have our 3 dividers, which I like these. These are perfect weight, and 3 is nice. And then we have all of these. And we do use everything in the book, okay? So we're going to start in the back. It's just easier to put it in backwards. Move everything up. Okay, the first thing I want you to grab, we'll have to sort through, is going to be the 2 3x4s and a 4x6 on the bottom. Then our next one is the full sheet 6x8. I have to have these in order before I can start working on them because it gives me an idea of what my book's going to look like. And if you don't like to set it up beforehand, you can grab as we're creating them, but I get confused. Okay, so we have another 3x4 4x6, 6x8, and a 2 3x4s, and a 4x6. So those are the 3 back pages. And you'll notice, and this is such a nice weight. I just love it. It's not too thin and it's not too thick. We're going to go with the little square graphs. That's going to be next. And then we want our polka dot insert. Six by 8. Keep these here. So you'll see we have top, middle, and bottom. So we want the bottom one. Lined graph paper. And then diagonal stripes. Then we want 2 4x6, one top, one bottom. And one 6x8. The next one is the dotted graph paper. And then our large stripe insert. That one's in the center. Divider. Two 4x6 pockets. Two 3x4s and a 4x6. Do we have 2? Yeah, we have 2. And this is the last lined graph paper, or lined note paper. Big polka dots. Six by 8 pocket. Two 4x6. And our last piece is our top tab divider. And we are going to take all of this flat stuff to this wonderful stuff. And gosh, lots of places for fun photos, whether you just go to the beach, whether you've been to Hawaii, or you've been, just somewhere tropical. Super fun. And then we're going to make a pocket here. So this is where we're going to start. And you'll want a piece of craft cardstock. These will be from our leftovers of our cardstock pieces to go in. Okay. So I want to go ahead and just start. We're going to make this pocket, and we won't mat it right now. But our pocket, and we're going to make it gusseted so that it will hold a lot. Okay. Okay, I'm going to start with my first piece of craft, and I want to cut it 5 inches. I used craft because it's a lot, well, it's not that it's stronger. It's if you score this heavier paper with the graphics, it will crack. And then this is going to be 7 1/8. 5 by 7 1/8. Trying to move that out of the way here. And we are going to score just a normal pocket here. 7 1/8 across the top. We're going to score it 1/2 inch. Then on our 5-inch side, we'll score it 1/2. And back to 7 1/8 and score it 1/2. Now we may have to just we may have to adjust it to fit within the perimeters of the album. I'll show you. Because we want a nice fit. Did I take it to? I did. So you'll see where your matting is for your, what is it called? Here I go again. You guys, my memory, I've got to start taking some of that Prevagen memory medicine. Right there is where they've added the liner. You can see the seam. And so your pocket doesn't go side to side unless you want it to. I didn't want it to. I wanted that gap around. And when I mat it, see, it looks nice. So it almost looks like there's a double matting there. So if you want it a little bit bigger, take it to 7 1/4. I went 7 1/8. And then score 1/2 inch all the way around. Okay. While that's drying, I forgot to show you guys. The color I'm using here is amber, the Catherine Pooler amber, because I know it looks like a really bright orange, but it's not. Man, it looks so nice on this. You'll see, it just blended all of our colors in. It was great. I will come back to this because when we cut that paper, then we'll mat it from there. But we're going to start right here on the first insert. This is where I like to take them out. And one thing we did, but we'll do that during decorating, I used my rub-ons and I put words on here. And so you can see front and back. But I did use yellow on the first one. It says keeping cool. You really can't see it, so I probably will use a different a different rub on. This one I used orange. You can see it much better. Okay, so we're going to make a flap, and we just use the cardstock for that because it's nice. It's nice and heavy. And we're going to want now to start here. I'm just going to pop that to the back because we do use it. Oh, let's go ahead and take this out right now, especially if you're going to do both albums, mine and Jenn's. But you know what? I think I was right. It is the cover. This is coming. Oh, no, it's not. I put that there. That did come from here, and it's our lighthouse. Yep, it sure is. It's this one. So make sure you put one of these away. This is the cover. These are all of the embellishments in the pack, and then I added the big lighthouse. So this one, you do want to kind of tuck away and not cut into it. It's going to be for the cover. Our next one is our 6x8. It has the surfing hut on the front. We're going to use the back. And then this one is also the 6x8. And the front. So I do cut this down. And then we're going to want from our coordinating cardstock our yellow. And these are yellow, like yellow and orange. They're opposite colors. And the reason I double mat, you're going to see here in a minute. It just didn't pop. We need to have this down. The yellow just popped. So see the 6x8, I do end up cutting down a little bit. But it needed that yellow there just to give it a little color and to also fill in. And we're going to cut the yellow at 6 1/8 by 8 1/8. And then we're going to cut this down to 7, but we're leaving it because we're going to score it. Now, if you're newer to using 49 market paper, you will go through some blades. It's heavier paper. And I do notice I have to change my blades. That's one of the drawbacks. Okay, 6 1/8 by 8 1/8. But I wanted no, I didn't. I left it at that. So 6, yeah, no, I did. I took a little bit off the top. There we go. So just take it into the groove and you can take a little bit off the top. And then for this little guy, I took a 1/2 inch off the top, and I'll take a 1/2 inch off the bottom. Corner rounder, so we get to flick some more things into the room. This one's not quite as bad as that other one. And we're going to score this. I'm going to turn it this way. I'm going to score it at 1/2 inch. I'm just making sure that's fine. Okay, now because it's such thick paper, I put it behind here, and then I put my matting down because I didn't want it behind here. I wanted to keep the yellow matting flowing. Now we can go ahead and ink everything. And I have started a playlist for our beach vibes, so you can find this in the playlist. And the playlist will have each individual project we do. So if you just hit the playlist on my front page, you can pick which one you want, and you won't have to search for your videos. But see how perfect that is? So it just finishes off that edge. The color's perfect. I'm going to get that a little bit more. Kind of get it up. I'm getting mine a little bit up on the paper there to give it some depth. Turn this over so I don't smear it on my yellow. This one I didn't go quite as heavy. That's why I turn it over, because if I get a mess, it'll be on the orange and not the yellow. And my edges will just be softer. So I'll grab my grass hut. Center my little flap. And we'll put that right on top of the yellow. Okay, we're going to put that down right next to the ring holes. Okay, let's cut the 2 photo mats, 4 1/4 by 3 1/4. I have 2 of those. Again, those are 4 1/4 by 3 1/4. So our white is going to be 3 by 4. And let's keep that because I did use a piece of that. All those bottles, I just love those. And then I'll turn it and cut 3 1/4, and then we'll cut 4 1/4. From the white, let's do our 2 3 by 4s. So I'm just going to cut this whole strip in 3 by 4s and have it ready because we do need some in other spots. And we'll ink the edges if you want. Okay. I'm just going to line them. I don't have anything in between because of our flap. So just line those up to where you like them and where they look good. And we'll put our photo mats in. Okay, so this one we're not going to decorate as we go. Oh, but we are going to have to get into our frames. No, we don't. We're just going to go ahead and mat. Again, I used craft cardstock in the back. So I wanted to keep it that kind of serene water look. And then we're going to take a 6 by 8 and we'll cut just like we did a few minutes ago. We're going to use the back side. Or maybe not. Oh, there it is. Okay, it's the back side of our chair. And that leaves one. Why does that only leave us with one? Oh, we took one out for the cover, so we're fine. And same measurements with our craft card stock. Hi, Sheila. We're going to go 6 1/8 by 8 1/8. Oh, what am I doing? It's 6 1/8. And I'll just take that little bit off the top again. I don't know why it doesn't quite fit the way I want it to, but it doesn't. So we'll just trim it off there. Okay. Much better. Now we can go ahead and ink our edges. I even did the craft. I just wanted this one to be subtle. Oh, I agree, Sheila. We do. We need our crafting mornings. And we'll flip that over to the back. But it's pretty cool up there, isn't it, Sheila, where you're at? I bet it's absolutely gorgeous. I'll bet your mornings are so cool. Okay, we can put that in the book. And our next one is this 4x6. And I have to show you something. This drives me crazy because all of them are a little bit different. So I noticed when we take a sheet of 6x8 and just score it at 3, see, it doesn't quite fit. So I am going to score it a little different, and the top won't be quite as long because I want it to go all the way to the bottom. And that I don't like that. So we're going to take a 6x8. And it's going to be this one because we have 3 of them. And they're meant to be cut and put in these, but these fit different in this album. So for the top, and you'll notice some of our images end up backwards, but I went back through, and I did things like I put the rub on and I put a ticket over my upside down seagull, so you don't have to worry about that. I mean at 4. So we're not going to score this at 4. I want to score this at 4 1/4. I scored it wrong way. So that's got to go down front. I'm going to rescore this at 4 1/4. No, I'm not. It needs to go down in further. Hold on. Why am I doing this backwards? Where's my thingy? Hold that thought. Here it is. So I want it to go all the way to the bottom. Oh, there's my little seagull. Wait a minute. He's supposed to be this way. Okay. So I'll finish scoring on that one. 4 1/4. Have one of your waves up here at the top. One's going to be right there, and then you'll score at 4 1/4, and that will bring it out correctly. And before, and oh, and your holes to the left. Okay. So I'm just going to push this one out. And you don't even know it's there because it's patterned on this side. Ooh, 54, that's perfect in the mornings. So, see, it'll be shorter. Did we put anything on? Oh, and see, we mat it. We're going to mat the inside, and we'll put these fun things. But let's check our fit. See, that's nicer. This one is, see how short it is from the bottom? Drives me crazy, but all pockets are different. So Simple Stories pockets are actually 4 1/4. Even if, I mean, if you want it to come to the top, it's 4 1/4. If you, otherwise, see, it's not going to come to the top. Well, hello, just fall on out. It doesn't, this is a 4 by 6, and I have quite a bit left. So, personal preference there, of course. But that's much better. Now, I do have, like I said, that upside down seagull on this one. So, I will put another little ticket, and then I do rub-ons to fill up that spot. Okay, let's go ahead and ink our edges, and we're going to cut the photo mats. And the size will be a little different for up on top. I didn't do any heavy, but it just gives it that finished look. And I did go across the top. Oh, Lori, mine's in the basement too. Super nice and cool. Okay, I had cut this one 2 3/4 by 3 3/4, and I'm just going to remeasure now that we're going to be fine. We're just fine. And I'm going to take one of my 3 by 4s, and I'll just cut this down to 3 3/4 by 2 3/4. Now on this album, because I thought it looked great, I did do lines on this top one. we are getting some of that smoke actually into Utah. So, but not as bad as So I hope they do. I hope they get those out soon. You know, every summer you would think they'd figure something out. Okay, so that's our top one. And the bottom I did much bigger. So for that bigger photo, it's going to be 5 3/4 by 3 3/4. I'll cut my 3 3/4 first, and then 5 3/4. See, it's going to cover that score line almost. Oh, we could have gone bigger. We could have gone bigger because of the added space, but I'm not going to. I'm going to go to 3 3/4, and we'll go 5 1/2 to make it more symmetrical. Let's check that out. Perfect. Because we want we want it to look symmetrical. So if you score yours at 4 1/4, this will be 3 3/4 by 5 1/2. And then I didn't put any on the back, so we can go ahead and put this back into our pocket. And we'll decorate everything. We'll come back. Now that fits so much better. And the chipboard is heavy, so it's going to hold it down. But it just, I like it so much better. Looks better too. Okay, orange and yellow. Again, it's up to you if you want to cut yours like 4 1/8 by 6, if you want it to come up a little bit more. 6 is still good, but I'm going to go 4 1/8, so it comes up to the top a little more. And then we want to, oops, got to keep a hold of there. We want a 2 3/4 by 3 3/4, I believe. Yes. And then that's where I use that border strip on the back. So we want to save that. And it's going to go on the orange side. So that was 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. Those edges. And over to the left-hand corner. Back on the rings. It fits so much nicer, and it doesn't, you don't have to dig in to grab it. and we have some showing there. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. Looks great. Now I know sometimes when we get to cutting, we will do some cutting of our 6x8s. Yeah, we'll have to decide because I use them in 2 places. We may have to just deal with it on a couple of them, but that's okay. And here we go. Now this is going to come from a 12x12. So our next sheet is going to be our 6x8. And I just put this in the wrong book. And I did it as a flip over. Okay. Then we're going to have a little pocket on the bottom. So we're going to be cutting it the 6x12. And then the back side. This is going to come from, I'll show you our 12x12 paper pad. Let me get a couple things here. Did I use the, so you've got 2 of these. One will have, they have different backgrounds. And this one comes from our solids because I wanted the color back there. Okay. So I'll set those aside for a moment and find our tiki hut. I'm going to cut from this side where the palm tree is on my left. Okay. And again, I used all these border strips, so don't throw those away. And this will be 6x12. And we will want a little pocket on the bottom. And we're going to come back and do that because it looks like it's one I cut from the 12x12. And that won't be, we just have to remember to put this back on. And then that way, you have a place to keep things safe. Did I cut mine from the wrong side? No. Yes, I did. So I cut mine from the wrong side. That's okay. I even, oh, you know what? There's 6 by, I just grabbed the wrong one. I didn't cut it from the wrong side. So this is the one that's underneath. They're both 6 inches. Sometimes, let me tell you. Okay, what we're going to do, because again, this little guy, remember the 6x8, it could be a little bit longer than our others. So I want to put it in here first. I'll just make myself a little mark and let's see how much we're going to score this at. Okay, it looks like I'm going to do 3 5/8, which would probably be right because we want this to be like 6, or it's 8 inches, so a little over 8. So before I bend it, I'm going to put it in and get a fit so that you guys, no, let's go. We need to go just a little bit more. And once again, you won't see that. So 3 5/8. I went 3 5/8. So I'm going to go 3 3/4. And that's going to be the magical number. Maybe not. It's being a stinker. I like my things in the bottom. There we go. I'm going to move it a little bit up. Then I'll tell you. See, it cracks, but that's what our ink's for. That's better. So actually 3.5, no, 3 5/8. I just rescored it there. So go 3 5/8 or 3.5 if you want it clear on the bottom there, or just bend it over. But then you get this. So we'll have to fix it with ink. So I'll sand it down just a little, and we'll add some art glitter glue. This is perfect for fixing these things. And I'll use, let's get a brown ink. Let me try Cargo. Here we go. Too dark. Okay, one of my other favorites is Macchiato, so I think that's going to work great. Just up here, and then I'll go with others on the side. Oh, Macchiato looks really good with this too. So if you don't want the orange amber, wow, Macchiato looks really good. So I'll go with Macchiato just on this piece. If you want more of the browns. It looks really good. I just love Catherine Pooler's inks. They're awesome. Okay, we'll come back for that pocket. And then, you know, that just might be a good place for some twine to come around the top. So we're good there. Okay, let's turn it over, and we're now going to cut our bottom. Oh, there's our sand. Oh, this is the part of the pocket. So we can build our pocket too. Save that. Put this over, and then I'm not fussy cutting, so you don't have to worry. We did not do any fussy cutting, but I wanted to cut just right above the trees. And I'm going to cut the white off. We're getting ready on the 6th. So tomorrow is the 6th. The Catherine Pooler fall colors are coming out, and I'm so excited. I cannot wait. I went on today to see if by chance I could order them and some of her new dyes, but not yet. That's okay. So this blue is what I'm going to turn and cut it at 6, and I'm going to put it across the bottom, and we will save that, of course. And then we're going to cut a strip, because this is what I used for this. So it's 2.5 by 6. It's just a tuck spot. Okay, see this? I did use this. So don't cut from there. That's what this is. If you want to use it, that is. So I'm going to take it from this edge. I took it from this edge. And I'm going to cut 2.5. by 6. I'm going to turn this back around, and I'm going to round my corners at the top. It's just a tuck pocket. I'm back with my amber ink. And we're just going to glue 3 sides. Now, when we put this next one down, you could do that as a pocket also, but then you would leave this off because you don't want it in the way of the pocket. So that, I'll let you guys decide. You can do the back side as a tuck pocket, or you can do it with the squiggly because it's a puffy. It's one of the puffy stickers. Okay. Let's get this all inked up. Now, if you are a fussy cut enthusiast, you go right ahead and you cut you cut all that out. But I thought the colors were really pretty behind the graphic. Okay, let's get that to dry for a second. And our white photo mat is going to be, or it is 5 by 4. But I do have some other inks coming in. I don't know. Of course, we've never tried them, but they will coordinate beautifully, they say, with all of the 49 Market papers. And actually, they are on their way. So we'll try them. We'll see. I'm kind of a snob with the Catherine Puller inks because I don't ever. They're just beautiful, and they really do last. But once I run out of the re-inker, I usually do throw my ink pad away because that's the only thing I did notice. They don't seem to, the foam thing, it gets kind of, well, it gets used and worn. So I just get a new one after, though, not until I've finished a whole bottle of re-inkers. After I've re-inked it to the point it doesn't want to hold ink anymore. So they're not expensive either. That's the nice thing. All right, now we want to do here is I do want to measure because I want to make sure this is one of our rubber things, and I don't want to put it down yet. Okay, we're going to go 1 inch from the top. Because this one is definitely the vacation mode activated sticker, or puffy sticker. And I'll go 1 inch from the top. And I'll just slide that back in for now. Okay, there we go. Actually, it gave me a little bit of a gusset, so I'm okay with that. That looks great. Sorry, just got to get the ink off my fingers, or I'll get it on the white paper. Okay, our next one, the brown. I don't have to close that right now. The brown, we have, okay, we're going to use a tuck pocket here. And then we're going to have a 4 3/4 by about 5 3/4 photo mat. Oh goodness, why is this stuff out? Because they're popping out. Okay, so we want to have a little tuck spot here at the bottom, and it's going to be 1 3/4 by 6. And that one does come from this one, because that's what's also on the back side here. Does it have some of the orange? Oh, yes, it does. Okay, so let's go ahead and cut a 1 3/4 from this side. And my border is going to be 2 1/2. And before we get started, I'm going to go ahead and ink my page. I did ink my inserts also. Hi, Nita. No, it's not. But I did let everybody know in the beginning what to purchase of the video. And I just didn't have time to do this one as a kit, but we did use the brown. Oh, and I did a walkthrough on Friday, Nita. I messed up, guys. Okay, don't put this down, but it's okay because we didn't use all these. Wipe this off. This one's fine. No, this one is not. Okay, we will use these. Don't worry. I goofed. I should have measured. I actually went the full length. Sorry about that. 6 3/4 and 6 3/4. But it's okay because we actually we have plenty of these left over. We needed to cut it the opposite direction. So it goes this way. But we still use those. So 1 3/4 by 6 3/4. 2 1/2 by 6 3/4. something here. Oh yeah, because I used the bigger waves of blue, so we are just fine. Okay, because I want, that's right. I put it down below the hole so it would fit all the way across. And then in the center so we could go all the way across. We have a 12 by 12 of the ocean blue. That we use. And this will be a chipboard. Okay, now I place this in the center, but let's measure because we want our embellishments to fit the same way. But I did center it there, basically. And it is going to be 2 7/8 of an inch from the top. So if you like to mark yours, you can. Now I just use my thingies here because there's my 2, 2.5, and I know just barely before the 3. Now from the craft, I did 2 1/4 by 2 1/4, and then 2 by 2. And we have some scraps down here we can use. And let's see. Use up all these little pieces first. Well, I got one. Okay. If you want, go ahead and let's ink these up. Nothing too heavy. Unless you like it heavy. And then our little photo spots. We're just going to center him down here. We will have a chair, the beach umbrella drink. So the chair just comes to the edge of our border. And so we can eyeball our little, I'm going to put this one down first, our little 2x2s. Because I'm going to put this one closer, let's see, like 1/4 of an inch from that hole. And then we'll center this one to the left. Yeah, so Nita, I'll be done in 1 hour because I have to stop doing tutorials to the point of starvation. No, I look like I'm starving, right? But I have to take time to eat. My husband last night, actually, they did the tutorial, but we had meetings in the morning because we had to plan out the rest of the year, right? And we're getting ready for a big parade that our store's in. And I didn't eat. And I was eating my chicken in the car on the way to see our new grandbaby because I had to go see her. Oh, she's tiny. He's like, you didn't eat today, did you? And I said, no. He goes, that's enough. You got to stop and eat. So I've been ordered. Oh, that's not a text bot. Oh, yes, it is. No, it is a text bot because we're going to have let's cut that photo mat. And you know what? The photo mat can be any size actually that you like. Mine was that 5 3/4 right now. I'm just going to stick that in there to remind myself. And you can make bigger, whatever you like with your leftover scraps. Okay. Even though we're not going to work on the page right now, I'm going to still take it over and show you. When we get to this one, we will have a chipboard and we'll be doing the decorating. But see, this is the rub-on. It just changes the whole looks. These, again, are rub-ons. We'll add a little bit of the ephemera and different things. So we can just leave that in our book. And our next one is 2 3x4s and the 4x4s. Now here's where we're going to run into, if you don't want to cut it a little bit longer, we talked about this in the beginning, because as you can see, Simple Stories is a little bit shorter. It's okay if you just reach in, right? Now I did go a little bit longer on these guys because it just was, they were just too short. So we're going to take from our, but this does cause a little issue if you're trying to use, you know, your whole 4x6, and it does take more paper. So we will go ahead and stick with the right sizes. It's actually this one. And then I have this guy, but we will use, we're going to actually cut some more. That's 12 by 12. It comes from there it is, our back sheet. Okay. Oh, that's right. Okay. So the front, we've got our cut apart cards. This one, because there's the writing is right here. And then this one comes from here. And then our bottom. So I am going to keep this one just at the 4 because I don't want to lose any of this, because now this is 4 and we just need to cut these into 3s. Let me show you. We're going to pop this one. in one of the backs. So we can just set this in our to do our later pile. Okay. And then I want to go ahead and cut out my surfboard. I use quite a few of these 3x4 cards. It's not all of them, I believe, in our book. Oh, and see how cute those are? Those are really cool. But we just want to cut this back row. Because we use this one. Yeah, I use almost all of them. Clean that up some more. And 4. Excuse me. This one over here so we can see what we're doing. Okay, this will be showing out the front and sun-kissed. And the beach horizon. There we go. Oh, nope, I did it back. Did I do that backward? No, I did not. Yes, I did. Just this one. So this is on the front. The beech wood. There we go. Now they match. Okay, just go ahead and pop that back in your book. I don't know about you guys, but these are really relaxing. I think they're really relaxing. I think I messed up because I had this one in next. I had some come out, and I did. I got a little bit out of order. How did I manage that, guys? Okay, let's take a look for a minute. So after the brown was this one. I had those one. Oh, okay. This one goes on top. That's okay. We can do this one next. This is your 2 4x6s. Yeah, those ones we need to have next. Okay, let me get into our 12x12s here. Oh goodness, everything's just falling today. There must be a gravity issue. We need that other piece. This one right here. Okay, that's okay. That is, I have to change this a little bit because we need to keep this for a 6x8. It'll look better. So we just need to do a little, we're going to do just a little change. Let's grab that 12x12 waves. And we want to cut that at 6 inches. So we'll pop that one aside. Then I'm going to cut it at 4 for the top, because I need to just do a little, like I said, change there. That one's good. That one's good. Okay, so we're going to take, no, we're not. We don't want that for the back. We just need a sandy one. Let's see what we have here. Oh, we're going to put a big photo mat, so we are good. That's going to be the top. I need another one of these. So we're going to cut it at 4 from the top. And then 6. Keep hold of that. Then we're going to do a photo mat. So the front will look exactly the same and the back will look almost exactly the same because of that error I had cutting. So this is going to go, actually that's pretty cute. I was thinking, well, no, that can still stay. I don't think I am going to cover that with a photo mat. So this is what happens when somebody like me cuts the paper, not thinking, too small. We just have a little change on the back, but it's okay. It's going to look fine. And then when we flip this over, actually, that's really cute together. And then you can decide if you want to put a 3 3/4 by 5 3/4 white mat. I don't think I want to. I think I'll just put one here. Then we have a tag that's going to go good with our surfboards. So sorry about that. Hi, Nikki. But if you haven't cut your papers, and the problem was when I cut the other one too short. Yes, things are going great. Only one mistake so far. I can never remember where the openings are here because we use so many different ones. Now, Nikki, are you getting off work or are you, no, you're not going to work. Gosh, I have got to get the time frame. I never can. All right, I'm going to cut 2 photo mats. I'm still going to cut a 3 3/4 by 5 3/4 because I just want to show you what it will look like. And then, oh, it's bedtime. Okay, that helps me, Nikki. Now I know I'm going to get a mental note here and keep track of that. You are 7 hours ahead of me. That's 3 3/4 by 5 3/4. And this is going to be 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. The front, I did not put anything on because I just love them. And then when you turn it over, well, actually, so when you turn your page over, it will go that way. You can cover that if you want the look. Oh, that looks pretty good too, though. You can see that border. Let me show you. So on here, I saw the waves. Here, it'll look more like the horizon. I think I will do that. I didn't think I would, but I think I will. Then over here, I'll have my photo mat. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and cover it. Oh, yeah. So Oh, okay. Well, actually, for me, it's minus 2 hours and then change to PM. And that would be easier or you're 7 hours ahead of me, or minus 2 and change to PM. I'm going to remember that. So see, you just had options with your papers. Oh, that's perfect. My AM is your PM. Minus 2. Okay. And that one is done for right this moment. Now that needs to go in front of, see, that's where that one. So hold on, this is where they start popping out, and that's what happens. So we need to have our notebook paper right after this one, and then the 4x6s, and actually, okay, my insert is in between the 4x6. There we go. Now we're back to normal. So now we're going to do our insert, which is the center tab insert. Oh, I see. I remember now what I did. Okay, we want our solid cardstock, and it's our second piece of our orange and yellow, because I want to cut that 6 1/8 by 8 1/8. I don't think that one's not in here. It's going to be our 12 by 12. It's going to be on the back of our cover sheet. Oh, no, it's not. Oh, okay. It's this one. And we need them both. So this one will sit on top. And I am going to take a little off the top and a little bit off the side, so more of the orange will show. That's good. Now for this back one, let me show you. We're just going to take, we need something that is the 8 inches long. So this is going to work just fine. I'll show you better here. These are wider than the 6 by 8s I've noticed with Simple Stories. And so I added just a quarter inch strip there, or 3/8, and get it measured for us. Nope, quarter inch, just a quarter inch. I just wanted, it just looked too bare. So I just have a sand strip there, and we're going to fill it in on the back side. Oh wait, which one did I cut down? This one. See, we have the double matting, so it extends it out that 1/4 of an inch because we have what, 1/8 of an inch, whereas I didn't double mat the back side. That's why I'm going to add that little strip. Oh, you're welcome, Lori. Well, thank you for jumping in and being with us a little bit this morning. Okay, and let's turn this over. Look at my book. Okay. Surfboards. Doesn't look like I inked it. Let me ink it again. Maybe I didn't. No, I did not ink this. Okay, I'm bringing it pretty close over here to this edge, to the left hand side. See, and that just left such a big space for me anyway. So we may need to cut it even less. So 1/4 of an inch was too big. I'm just going to bring it down a little bit more from this piece. Yeah, just a little bit shorter, but it gives it more of a finished edge, I think. So you can add it or not. It's just too bare. Okay, we have a white photo mat, and it's a bigger one. It is going to be 4.5 by 6.5. When I make my albums, if it's not a kit, I use about 8 sheets of the white matting cardstock. And that could be an overestimate, but it's pretty close. So when you purchase it, we don't sell it single. It's just in a pack of 15. It's also awesome for stamping. It's really good with the ink. What did I just do? I just wasted paper. It's 4.5 by 6.5 knots. I have 8 on the brain. And this is why you want 8 sheets of your white matting cardstock, because you just never know. Okay. Now, that will go in the center. And then we'll decorate all around it. And then we'll put all those little pieces around our white photo mat. Okay, how are we doing on time? Oh, we're doing good. So we've already done this one because I got it a little bit out of sync there. Now this piece, let me pull this out because it's kind of 2 in 1. the way I did this. And it's deceiving. And we're going to actually put it on top because both sides, you know, are striped. And actually we're going to need this. So we're going to just take these two items out because we're going to turn this into this. See, these were the pieces here, and I put them together, and then we will end up making pockets for these are all the leftover tags, but how cute to write down important dates and things. And then we'll do our photo mats, and it's kind of a deceiving look. And then this gets glued right on top of here after we cut it, and that's one of our border strips from our 12 by 12 papers. And then there's the back, so you can journal on the back. And we are going to do some cutting because we want to cut our brown at 4 1/4 from these holes. So I'm going to put the holes to my right at 4 1/4. And then that leaves you right here with or you can cut 2 1/2 off. So it's 2 1/2 from this edge and 4 1/4 from the holes. So let me start out with this one. So we are going to have to punch. You have to punch holes, and they're not going to be as big. I need to get out. I have one of those multi punches, but this one's fine. It works on the rings. And then I want to just layer this. It don't matter. You can use that one or this one. And you can either use a pencil or you can just use just don't want it to move. There we go. I'm going to use the big one. It's not quite as big, but it fits in the rings just fine. And this piece, excuse me, we are going to take this piece and we're going to glue it down right on top here. Okay, let's add our adhesive. So you want to get around those holes. There we go. Now, let's go ahead and take this one first. because what I did, let me take those out so you can see better. I took the orange photo mat at 3 1/4 by 4 1/4, and then the yellow, well, it'll show yellow on the back. And then we mat them and we just bring it so it barely overlaps. So it looks like there's that extension there. I know it's kind of deceiving, but that's what you want. You want to keep them guessing. Okay, let's do a remeasure. I know it's, I'm pretty, yeah, 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. And we're going to take that from our orange. And make sure, nope. So I got to cut my 4 1/4. And then the 3 1/4, we're going to want 2 of these. First though, let me do this one. This is just a big yellow photo mat at 5 by 6. Yeah, 5 by 6. I'm going to cut 6 first, and then 5. I'm going to use the yellow. And then we want one more 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. Okay, these we're going to take from our cut aparts. I use the back side there. Okay, we're going to take this one, and then I thought we already used that one. How weird. Oh no, it was not that one. Then we're going to take a squiggle, one of the squiggles. So let's double check before I cut those. I don't want to cut one that we put in our pocket. So we're going to use the Hello Summer. So we don't want to cut Hello Summer. And so we're going to use this one and this one and this one. And this one is this one here. So you can basically pick, or did we have a scrap from a squiggle? Oh, I have this one. I'm going to use this one. This one has a seagull at the top and some wording here. I'm going to cut out this one. And you can just cut them out, because that's how I used them, was 3 by 4. I didn't use any of the back except for the 3 by 4 pockets. Got some white. I'm going to use that side. Now, you can use both of those sides, though. You don't have to use the squiggle. Let's put him aside for a minute and ink all of our edges. Okay, so this one will go on the orange. Well, they both actually go on the orange, so. Okay, right at the top. And I'm going to tell you, okay, so right at the top and almost back to the hole. So we can turn this over because we want it to be straight. But we're only going to glue the sides and the bottom because we want this to be a tuck pocket. Okay, so if you need to mark the back side just a little bit, that will tell me where my glue needs to go. So I want to just come straight down on the edge, on the side and back. And of course, okay, right to the hole. Whoops, smear your glue everywhere. And then down it goes. Making sure it was straight. Okay, that's good. Okay, that's the front side. And when we flip it to the back, make sure it's straight there. And we flip this over. This went down to the bottom. Same thing, we'll glue the 3 sides, but then this is where I add just a little bit of glue here to connect them top and bottom. This one will go all the way across on the top. So I'm just lining it up now, whoops, to the bottom. And then the sides should match. That one's good. That one's good. Doesn't matter where that goes. Once again, we'll just go over and make sure everything's down. I know it looks funny now, but when we decorate it, it's really cute. That's really cute. So that goes in next. And then this one, we're going to, oh, we need a border strip. And I took the border strip from here. And again, for those of you that like to fussy cut, you can fussy cut that out. I did not. And these are actually 8 3/8. So we'll just, so I had debated whether I wanted to, because it would look cute. And so I'm still kind of debating. But I'm not that ambitious right this moment. Isn't that awful to be that way? So I think I'll just leave it like it is, because it does blend in with the white. So I am going to just ink this whole thing, but we're not going to glue this whole thing down. Of course, I'll just cut it. And then we want to just butt this right up. Or you could have the white on the inside too. I'm just going to butt butt that right up to the brown. And I'm just going to ink that so it blends in. Okay. Then I glue this right down. Now, if you're using these little dots, which are really great for keeping things straight, I have 2 rows of dots. Or I have 3/8 of an inch from this edge. And then I just eyeball center it, but if you want, it's 1 1.25 from the bottom. So I leave 2 rows of dots and then 1 1/4 from the bottom. And you want only 1 1/4 from the bottom because we need to add our chipboards to the top. So you can go further down if you want, but we're also going to add that rub-on. Isn't it gorgeous? I just love it. So once again, 2 rows or a 1/4 of an inch. And 1 1/4 from the bottom. This is coming up. Let that sit for a few minutes. Okay, back side will be we won't open the washi tape right now, but I did the washi tape top and bottom, and then we're going to do a really cute rub-on and a camera. Just love it. Okay, our next one my pages is our 6x8, and it's not this piece, it's this piece. Okay, then we're going to have photo mats, and we're going to have let's put our orange on, because we don't want, the reason I'm doing these now, I do not want, perfect, I don't want to find later that, oops. Now we're not gluing this down though. So I'm not even going to actually cut this. You can see why. We're going to have the embellishments, washi tape. So I am actually just going to set this in here till we decorate, because the light went up. I want to get all those cute decorations down there first. And I don't want to put down a photo mat and then be like, we shouldn't have put that down, because you know that is going to happen with me. I don't know. Should the lighter go to the bottom? It can go either way. We'll go that way. But again, see how short it is? Oh, it drives me crazy, but we'll get over it. Nobody will notice it but us, right? Okay, let's put this one in. Oh gosh, you know what, guys? We are doing so good. 4x6s. So we have a solid brown, and then we have our really pretty flowers. I love those flowers. Let's put you over there. Get you out of the way. So we're just going to cut this one in half at 4. And then we're going to make some photo mats. Oh, so we still need you. That'll be the top. That will be our bottom. Then, how does that just fall out? In you go. Okay, the top one, you can see the photo mat's just a little bit bigger than like a normal size. And it's going to be, I believe it's 3 by 5. Top one's 3 by 5. Oh, they both are. Okay, goodness. So I need 2 3 by 5s. And then we'll do those. Okay. See what we can use up here. Then we're going to cut the back side, which we want 4 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. And go 3 3/4. And then our 2 3/4. And looks like I need another. So I'm on my 3rd sheet of the white matting cardstock, if that helps you guys. So this is my 3rd sheet of the our 12 by 12. And that's why I say plan on about 5 to 8 for safety. And you might want more photo mats or safety like this because you're talking and you don't watch where you put your cutter. Excuse me. Okay, so let's look and double check what we did here so we don't mess anything up. At the top, I put the photo mat over to the right, and on the bottom, it's going to go over to the left at the bottom. And then we can add all our cute things. Okay, now we want to flip these over to the back and add our photo mats here. Okay, so we have place for 4 smaller photos. I'll just hold that one in place for a minute. goes that way. I keep thinking I'm doing something upside down, but I'm not. Okay, let's put that one in, and that is where we're going to end for today. Actually, we are doing really good. Let me show you. Doing really good. Because, oh, yeah, tomorrow morning I'll be live again. I'm thinking about the same time. And what time is it? 19? Let's go and do this one real quick. I know. But let's do it really quick because this one is easy. We're just going to score it. And then we'll put down our paper as we're decorating and be able to make our pocket. So I'm going to put this in my scoreboard. My holes are to the right. And we're going to score it at 2 1/4. And that's our little tuck pocket. And I have the pocket on the back side. So for right now, oh, thank you, Sheila. I'm just going to add a paper clip so it doesn't fly open. That's going to be our pocket. And it is on the back side because I wanted it next to the writing. So if I wanted to pop things in. And then actually this one, we don't do anything to yet because it's our rub-on. So tomorrow morning we will start. Oh my gosh, this is our last divider. Look how fun and quick. I love, you know what they say when you lose weight fast, it's not good, but it's a good incentive. So these are kind of nice because when you make progress, we get a lot. When we make progress, it really feels like we're getting something accomplished and it's not taking a lot of time because sometimes you need something like this. But you know what? I am happy with it. Takes a little more paper, so I won't do it all the time. But making when we use Simple Stories, Simple Stories, we have to make our photo mats just a little bit bigger in here because they are a little bit bigger. But look at that. So we've made good progress. Okay, I will see you guys tomorrow morning, or you can watch the recordings if you're not able to join us. And this is where we will start tomorrow. And we will actually get our matting done tomorrow. So that Thursday, we'll start decorating. Okay, see, it'll start closing and settling down once we get to working it some more. All right, guys. Well, for those of you joining me tonight, I'll see you again. And I'm so happy to see you again. So I'll see you again tonight if you're working on the Nature's Haven. And don't forget, in the description of this video, I did put a link if you prefer not to make a 6x8 binder, but you can pretty much make 2. I explained it in the beginning. You could make mine and Jen's. You'll just have to use some papers differently, and that's okay. That gives you a chance to create it as your own. But we'll be working on Nature's Haven tonight and this again tomorrow morning. Thank you, guys, and I'll talk to you later. Have a great day.